In 1897, an unusual event occurred in Aurora, Texas. A mysterious flying craft resembling an airship crashed on a farm. According to reports, the pilot of the craft, believed to be an extraterrestrial, died in the crash. This incident gained attention due to its peculiar circumstances. During that time, there were similar reports of mysterious airships around the world. In the United States, newspapers documented sightings of these airships, with some claiming that the occupants were from Mars. A newspaper article from the Dallas Morning News described the crash in detail. The craft appeared over Aurora early in the morning and collided with the windmill tower, causing it to explode and scatter debris. The pilot, presumed to be the only occupant, was killed in the crash. Upon examination, it was concluded that the pilot was not from Earth. Some speculated that the pilot was from Mars based on the findings. The pilot's remains were buried in the Aurora Cemetery, and some wreckage from the crash was buried with them. Despite skepticism and the incident being labeled as a legend by the Texas Historical Commission, many still believe it occurred. Various theories exist, ranging from the pilot being an extraterrestrial to a government experiment gone wrong. The true nature of the Aurora incident remains a mystery, with speculation continuing to this day. In the future, if humans give birth in space, the babies born could have a much different appearance than we are used to. Conceiving a baby in zero gravity is challenging because gravity helps sperm cells reach the egg, and without it, fertilization becomes less likely. During pregnancy, the flow of fluids from the mother's baby to the embryo is essential. In space, this flow may be disrupted, potentially affecting the baby's development. The mother's health is also at risk in space. Astronauts lose bone density in space, making childbirth risky due to the potential for pelvic fractures. C-sections may be the safer option. The way we give birth on Earth affects our anatomy. More C-sections in space could lead to babies with larger heads, as there's no restriction from the birth canal. In space, bodily fluids don't settle downwards as on Earth. Some babies might have bloated bodies, puffy faces, and increased blood pressure in the upper body, causing bulging eyes and reduced brain efficiency. Space radiation, without Earth's protective ozone layers, could also lead to changes in skin color as evolution adapts to cosmic rays. So, spaceborn babies might resemble the alien emoji: bigger heads, bulging eyes, different skin colors, and unique features. During JFK's assassination, a mysterious woman known as the Babushka Lady was spotted in the footage. She wore a headscarf and filmed the event. Despite being close to the scene and appearing in photos and video, her identity remains unknown. The nickname Babushka Lady came from her headscarf, resembling those worn by elderly Eastern European women. During the event, she remained composed while others panicked, continuing to film. Despite her importance as a witness, she never came forward or revealed her identity. Efforts to find her by the FBI and others have failed. Not surprisingly, the mystery surrounding her has led to numerous conspiracy theories. Some believe she was a government agent, while others suggest involvement in secret societies or foreign intelligence. Some even speculate she may have had a role in the assassination herself. Despite efforts, this individual's identity and motives remain unresolved. The Babylonian Map of the world, also known as Imaga Mundi, is an ancient clay tablet with a map and inscriptions in the Akkadian language. It dates back to around the 9th century BC and is one of the earliest known depictions of the world. The map is circular and centered on the Euphrates River, with Babylon depicted in the northern part. Surrounding Mesopotamia is a circular bitter river or ocean with triangular sections representing regions beyond. There are inscriptions labeling various locations on the map, including several cities. Some regions are depicted as mountains, possibly indicated by triangular shapes. The tablet was excavated near Babylon and is now housed in the British Museum. It consists of 3 parts: the map, a text above it, and a text on the back. These texts describe the creation of the world by the god Marduk and provide details about mythical creatures and legendary heroes. The back side of the tablet describes different regions referred to as Nagu, with details about their characteristics. Some regions are described as impassable deserts, while others mention large objects and mythical gates. Despite its age and partial damage, the Babylonian Map of the world provides valuable insights into ancient Mesopotamian beliefs and geographical knowledge. The Baghdad Battery, discovered in present-day Iraq in 1936, consists of 3 ancient artifacts: a ceramic pot, a copper tube, and an iron rod. Their purpose remains a mystery. Some suggest they could have been an ancient battery, possibly used for electroplating or electrotherapy, but most archaeologists disagree. The ceramic pot, about 6 inches tall, holds a copper cylinder with an iron rod inside, isolated by bitumen plugs. Corrosion and tests indicate that an acidic agent like wine or vinegar might have been inside the jar, leading to speculation that it could generate an electric current. However, this remains unproven. Supporting experiments have shown electrical activity when replicas were filled with grape juice or other substances, but no definitive proof of their original function exists. Critics note the lack of electrical connections and the difficulty of maintenance due to the bitumen seal. Some archaeologists believe the artifacts might have been used to store sacred scrolls. Looted during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, the Baghdad Battery remains an interesting relic from the past, with its true purpose still uncertain. The Baltic Sea Anomaly, discovered in 2011, remains an unsolved mystery. A sonar image captured by the Ocean X diving team shows a circular object with features that don't appear natural. While some speculate it could be a sunken UFO, experts lean toward it being a geological formation, although they can't pinpoint its exact nature. Experts lean towards it being a geological formation, although they cannot pinpoint its exact nature. The Ocean X team claimed the sonar image reveals a 60-meter diameter circular object, possibly man-made. They returned to the site for more scans and analyzed stone samples, finding basaltic rock that could have been transported by glaciers. However, many experts criticize the sonar image, citing distortions caused by faulty equipment. They suggest the anomaly could be a rock formation, sediment, or even a school of fish, rather than a sunken UFO. The true identity of the anomaly remains elusive. The Banach-Tarski paradox is a puzzling math idea that challenges what we think and what we know about shapes and sizes. Simply put, it states that you can take a solid shape, cut it into several pieces, then by moving these pieces around in a special way, you can end up with 2 identical shapes that are exactly the same size as the original one. This seemingly impossible result defies common sense and appears to violate basic principles of geometry and conservation of volume. The paradox arises from the mathematical properties of infinity and the non-measurability of certain sets in 3-dimensional space. It's named after the mathematicians Stefan Banach and Alfred Tarski, who first formulated the theorem in the early 20th century. Despite its counterintuitive nature, the paradox is a valid consequence of the axioms of set theory and the axiom of choice, which allows for the creation of sets with no well-defined volume. While the paradox has no practical implications for physical objects, it serves as a fascinating illustration of the strange and abstract concepts that arise in advanced mathematics. In creationism, there's a concept known as created kinds, which stems from a literal interpretation of the Bible's Genesis. It suggests that all living things were created by God in distinct forms or kinds, and these forms have genetic boundaries preventing interbreeding. The term kind originates from Genesis, where it describes different groups of plants and animals. Creationists debate what exactly kinds mean, with some suggesting it could refer to species or broader groups. A creationist named Frank Lewis Marsh introduced the term Baramin to describe these created kinds. He suggested that the ability to produce viable offspring was a key factor in determining membership in a Baramin. In the 90s, Kurt Wise developed baraminology, a method to study and categorize these created kinds. It uses some techniques similar to evolutionary systematics, but focuses on identifying gaps between groups rather than similarities. Baraminology has faced criticism, even from within the creationist community. Some argue that its methods lack rigor and consistency, while others point out that its conclusions sometimes conflict with scientific evidence. During World War II, an unusual event occurred over Los Angeles, California, on February 24th and 25th, 1942. Anti-aircraft artillery fired at supposed attacking forces from Japan, but no enemy planes were ever found. This led to panic among residents who feared a Japanese invasion. Despite official explanations attributing the incident to a weather balloon and war nerves, theories and speculation persisted. Some believed it was a cover-up, while others speculated about enemy agents or secret bases. The event's enduring mystery has led to various theories, including claims of alien visitation. A photo published in a newspaper was even cited as evidence of a spaceship, although it had been heavily edited before publication. To this day, the Battle of Los Angeles remains one of the most bizarre and unexplained events in U.S. history, sparking ongoing fascination and speculation. On June 2, 2000, an unusual Morse code transmission was detected on the 30-meter amateur band. The signal, though weak, repeated periodically without any clear identification. It contained misspelled words and uncommon Morse characters, suggesting an inexperienced user. The frequency of the transmission was a particular megahertz, and it traveled via skywave over long distances. The content of the message was bizarre, often involving references to violence, threats against religions, pornography, and the U.S. government. Despite being reported to relevant authorities, including the FCC and the ARRL, the sender's identity remained a mystery. The purpose behind the transmissions remained uncertain. After its initial appearance in 2000, the signal fell silent until 2021 when it was detected again after 21 years. Yet, even with this resurgence, the origin and intentions of the so-called beacon of hate remain unknown. In late 1989 to early 1990, there was an unusual series of sightings known as the Belgian UFO wave. Witnesses reported seeing large, low-flying objects shaped like flat triangles with lights underneath. One notable incident involved Belgian Air Force F-16s sent to investigate a tracked object, though the pilots didn't visually confirm it. Witness testimonies described slow-moving objects maintaining relative positions in the sky. During the F-16 chase, radar contacts were intermittent, later attributed to radar locks on each other and atmospheric interference. Some theories suggest the objects might have been helicopters due to reported low engine noise and jerky movements, but many witnesses didn't report hearing noise. Photographic evidence from the wave, including a famous image initially thought to be a UFO, was debunked as a hoax. The lack of background details and blurred lights contradicted eyewitness accounts. Explanations range from mass delusion fueled by media coverage to calls for investigation by human sciences experts. Skeptics highlight the lack of substantial evidence and the influence of media on people retroactively associating ordinary sightings with UFOs. The Belgian UFO wave remains an unsolved mystery, with witness testimonies, questionable photos, and conflicting theories adding to its intrigue. The Bermuda Triangle, an area in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, has gained notoriety for mysterious disappearances of aircraft and ships. Various theories attempt to explain this phenomenon, ranging from supernatural concepts like leftover technology from Atlantis to natural explanations such as compass variations and violent weather. Some suggest UFOs or a parallel universe in the region causing a time-space warp. Natural explanations include the Gulf Stream carrying objects away, human error, and methane hydrates causing rapid sinking of ships. Despite claims of unique danger in the triangle, reputable sources dismiss it as a manufactured mystery with exaggerated or unverifiable claims. A recent DNA study suggests that Bigfoot might be a distant relative of humans dating back around 15,000 years. According to the study, the genetic makeup of Bigfoot is similar to that of modern humans. However, the scientific community remains skeptical about these claims, as the research has not been published in any peer-reviewed scientific journals. Without access to the evidence or the methodology used in the study, it's difficult to assess its validity. Some experts speculate that the DNA samples may have been contaminated, leading to misleading results. Additionally, previous attempts to prove the existence of Bigfoot have been inconclusive. While the search for Bigfoot continues, conclusive evidence remains hidden. The Bilderberg meeting is an annual conference that started in 1954 to encourage discussions between Europe and North America. It brings together around 120 to 150 political leaders, industry leaders, and experts to discuss various global issues. Originally focused on preventing another world war, the agenda now revolves around promoting free market Western capitalism globally. The meetings operate under the Chatham House rule, allowing for open discussions while ensuring privacy. However, the secretive nature of the meetings has led to conspiracy theories, with some accusing the group of pushing capitalist domination and others claiming they aim to establish a world government and planned economy. Despite the controversies, the meetings continue to be held in secret. Researchers have made a curious discovery about our minds. When we see our own body while also perceiving it in a humanoid robot, it creates a peculiar illusion. This illusion tricks our brains into feeling like we exist in two bodies at the same time. In previous studies, scientists found that when our senses receive coordinated information, our minds can feel like they're outside our physical body. It's almost like having an out-of-body experience. To explore this further, researchers conducted an experiment using a humanoid robot to replicate a person's body. They allowed individuals to control the robot's movements and see through its eyes. The results were unexpected. When people experienced their own bodies through the robot, something strange occurred. They felt as if they were inhabiting two bodies simultaneously. It's akin to a phenomenon called hodoscopy, where you perceive yourself from a different perspective. In simpler terms, our minds have the ability to make us feel like we're in two places at once when we see ourselves in a robot. It's a fascinating quirk of human perception. Satoshi Nakamoto is the mysterious figure behind Bitcoin, the first decentralized cryptocurrency. Despite claiming to be a man from Japan, Nakamoto's true identity remains unknown. Some believe Nakamoto might be a group of individuals, possibly located in the United States or Europe. Starting development in 2007, Nakamoto published a white paper about Bitcoin in 2008 and released the initial software version in 2009. By 2010, Nakamoto handed over control of the project to Gavin Andresen and withdrew from further involvement. It's estimated that Nakamoto owns a substantial number of bitcoins, potentially making him one of the wealthiest individuals globally. Despite this wealth, Nakamoto has kept his identity and personal details secret. Numerous experts have attempted to uncover Nakamoto's identity by analyzing his writing style and online behavior, but no definitive conclusions have been reached. Some clues, such as his use of British English and references to British media, suggest potential ties to the Commonwealth, while others speculate on his true location based on his sleep patterns. Nonetheless, the enigma surrounding Satoshi Nakamoto endures. The legend of the Black-Eyed Kids, BKs, is a chilling tale that has circulated in various forms on the internet and in urban folklore for several years. These mysterious entities are said to be children with entirely black eyes, devoid of any sclera or iris, who approach unsuspecting individuals in the dead of night, usually requesting entry into their homes or vehicles. Many attribute the first recorded instance to a series of postings online in the early 2000s. Encounters with the black-eyed kids typically follow a similar pattern. A lone individual, often walking or driving alone at night, is approached by one or more children who appear distressed and in need of assistance. They may knock on car windows or ring doorbells, imploring the person to let them in. Witnesses often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread or fear during these encounters, sometimes accompanied by a feeling of paralysis or disorientation. One of the most unsettling aspects of the black-eyed kids legend is the inexplicable and malevolent nature of these encounters. Those who have encountered them often report feeling as though they are in the presence of something deeply sinister, despite the seemingly innocuous appearance of the children. Some claim that the children exhibit unnatural behavior, such as speaking in a monotone voice or displaying an eerie knowledge of personal details about the person they are approaching. Many who have encountered the black-eyed kids describe a feeling of intense pressure to comply with their demands, whether it be granting them entry into their home or giving them a ride in their car. However, those who have resisted or refused the children's requests often report feeling a profound sense of relief, as though they narrowly avoided a grave danger. While skeptics dismiss the legend of the black-eyed kids as nothing more than a modern urban myth or internet hoax, others believe that there may be a more sinister explanation for these encounters. Some speculate that the black-eyed kids are supernatural beings or extraterrestrial entities, while others suggest that they may be the product of mass hysteria or psychological phenomenon. Black Star Canyon holds a collection of mysterious tales and legends. One story suggests it's haunted by the spirits of the Tongva Gabrielino people who met a tragic end there. Hikers and campers claim to have witnessed eerie sights and heard unexplained noises. In the 1980s, a puzzling incident involved bikers who, while riding through the canyon, encountered a hooded figure. The bikers reportedly fled into the woods and disappeared without a trace, leaving behind an unsolved mystery. Adding to the intrigue, some propose the existence of a hidden government facility or underground base in the canyon. Reports mention peculiar military activities such as low-flying unmarked helicopters and mysterious underground explosions. Conspiracy theories speculate on secret experiments and top-secret technology stored in the canyon, making it a captivating and enigmatic location. The Black Stickmen, a strange and unsettling phenomenon reported globally. These two-dimensional figures, tall and thin like oversized stick drawings, lack discernible features. Witness accounts describe their smooth but unnatural movements and an odd ability to almost disappear when viewed from certain angles. Presence of these figures reportedly induces dizziness, tiredness, and a distinct sense of static charge, occasionally accompanied by a perceived malevolence. Though not inherently aggressive, the reported sense of malevolence raises questions about their intentions. Witnesses note the stickmen's skittish behavior, often slipping away into the night or simply vanishing when noticed. Unlike ghosts, they make no sound and cast no shadows, appearing without ties to specific locations or tragic events. While a relatively recent phenomenon, some link the Black Stickmen to ancient cave drawings, sparking theories about ancient aliens or extra-dimensional travelers. Despite this, there's been no recorded instance of communication or aggression from these figures. Their presence, however, consistently leaves witnesses with an eerie sense of being watched or followed, even within the safety of their homes. A perplexing and unsettling occurrence, the mystery of the Black Stickmen continues to baffle and terrify people worldwide. The Blackbird of Chernobyl, described as a terrifying creature with large wings, a headless body, and glowing red eyes, reportedly appeared before the Chernobyl disaster. Workers in the control room claimed sightings of this creature and experienced distressing dreams and ominous phone calls. Some connect it to the Mothman, a creature associated with foretelling disasters. The lore surrounding the Chernobyl disaster, including tales of the Blackbird, remains a source of fascination and intrigue. The Blank Room Soup video surfaced online in 2005, depicting a man crying and eating soup while a peculiar doll-like character comforts him. This video has left viewers puzzled and unsettled, sparking various theories attempting to unravel its meaning, origin, and significance. Some suggest it could be a quirky fan creation involving stolen mascot costumes, while others speculate it might be a performance art piece attributed to animator and director Raymond S. Percy. Despite numerous theories, the video's true meaning and origin remain unconfirmed. Notably, Percy, known for creating alter egos and comedic YouTube videos, has fueled speculation that he may be the mastermind behind the enigmatic Blank Room Soup video. In Antarctica's Taylor Valley lies a perplexing phenomenon known as blood falls. It's a flowing plume of salt water tainted with iron oxide emerging from the Taylor Glacier onto the icy surface of West Lake Bonny. First discovered in 1911, its red color was initially thought to be caused by red algae, but later proven to be due to iron oxides. The source of the salt water is a subglacial pool located several kilometers away from the small outlet at Blood Falls. Unlike most Antarctic glaciers, the Taylor Glacier is not frozen to the bedrock, possibly due to concentrated salts from ancient seawater beneath it. Blood Falls harbors a unique microbial ecosystem. Analyses revealed autotrophic bacteria that metabolize sulfate and ferric ions. The absence of oxygen indicates a rare subglacial ecosystem where bacteria likely use sulfate to respire with ferric ions and metabolize organic matter. The coexistence of ferrous and sulfate ions under anoxic conditions is poorly understood, adding to the enigma. In 2014, scientists used the ice mole probe to sample the subglacial brine, discovering a cold, iron-rich brine with bacteria capable of surviving extreme conditions. This sheds light on Earth's ancient microbial populations and has astrobiological implications for potential life on other celestial bodies like Mars or Europa.